in alignment with wealth and righteousness. All right? It tells you in Proverbs how it's better to be a poor man with integrity. But in the kingdom of heaven, the man with integrity will be a rich man, the Israelite man, the man that has the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahawah, Yahawashi, programmed in his spirit. Okay? In the kingdom of heaven, there will be an alignment between or with wealth and righteousness. So in this day and age, and on this side, in the kingdom of the Edomites, you can be a hard worker, you know, pay the bills, work paycheck to paycheck, you know, work 2-3 jobs, take care of your family, all right? And you're just doing all that to barely survive, but you might be a man of the Lord, all right? You go out on the highways and the byways, all right? You believe in Yahawah by Yahawashi. But in the kingdom of heaven, an Israelite will not be poor. There won't be any poor Israelites. You're not going to look and see the super elite rich and then turn around and see Edomites, the children of the wicked. All right, you are going to see Israelites. The Israelite man and the Israelite woman will be an affluent people. We are an affluent nation. And the reason why you know we are the scripture says we are a royal people, right? As soon as they let us out of slavery, Jake got bougie on them. 47 years after the outlaw of slavery, Jake set up their cities. Even before then, Jake set up their cities, their towns. You look at footage of Jake, the Israelite man and the Israelite woman in the 1920s in these cities like Harlem. Jake looked royal or prestigious, okay? Because we have that innate trait in us, man. That's how Esau has an innate trait to be wicked. All right, he also has an innate trait of a lowlife, of a peasant. So he doesn't look right with a crown sitting on his head. But the Israelite man with a damn beard on his face, he looks right with that crown on his head. You know, he looks right in that royal attire. But the Edomites don't look right because they're natural-born peasants, man. All right? But the Israelite man and the Israelite woman, when I say Israelite, I mean the so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, and so-called Latino American. All right? Those are royal people. Look at Reuben, when he was called, or he's currently called the Seminole Indians, so-called Seminole Indians, right? But he had the turban with the feather. That's royal, man. You know? You know, Jagad wearing all those feathers, man. And they had their crowns with the feathers, man. And even Jake in Africa, the Israelites in Africa, they was rocking feathers, man. But Jake, you put Jake in his element, Edomite free. If Jake's world is heathen free, not heathen ruled, Jake is going to be the epitome of royalty on the planet Earth because he's the lion, he's the king of the jungle. You see? But one thing that happened as a result of the curses is that we didn't have shit in America, man. And there was something called redlining, which kept Jake out of, you know, coming into the suburbs, you know, buying homes in nice neighborhoods. All right? We had the crack cocaine era. We had welfare. All those things were an impediment to Jake growing wealth. All those things stopped Jake from growing wealth as a nation. So the average income for a so-called Edomite was like 100K, over 100,000. The average net worth of an Edomite family was like 100,000. Well, it might have been income. I get it mixed up. But compared to Jake's net worth of like of $1,000, man, like $1,400. Whereas Esau, his average family's income was like over 100,000, or his average family's net worth was over 100,000, man. You know, it might be more. You see? But it's not because Jake is lazy, Jake doesn't work hard enough. Jake has been hindered. It's how the heathen wanted to stop Jake from rebuilding the temple All right, the heathen, particularly the elites and the Edomites here in America, they wanted to stop Jake from building anything in America, man. Okay? So, to really be of this generation and you just have a job, you backwards as fuck. Which we all have jobs, or we working this to pay bills, but how in the world we been all these centuries that we don't have shit? Well, Scripture says, you're going to build another man's house. You're going to build a house, and another man is going to inhabit it. You're building someone else's power structure too. You see? Which is why I said in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be well set, man. All right, we're going to be economically on point in the kingdom of heaven. All right, it's going to be righteousness aligned with wealth. Because isn't Jake to match his clothes or coordinate his colors? Isn't Jake to wear the gold and the silver and the diamonds and the gems?
Call all Yahawashi Yahawashi. All praise, honor, glory be unto the Father and the Son. Yahawashi Yahawashi. Okay. Double honor tells them apostles of their great millstone of the world on top of this truth and a sincere citation be unto the brethren pushing this word through truth and sincerity, risking a life for you to do so. Alright. The brother about to want to come back here. Another one to the Spirit of Prophet Yahawashi Yahawashi. Okay. And yeah, man. I thought I would just piggyback off what this brother was saying for a lesson, because what he's saying is beautiful, man. All right. If you guys want his channel, it's right there. Beautiful brother. He be coming with some heat, man. But nonetheless, you see the title there. You know, we're gonna be set in the kingdom of heaven. You know, this is what we were trying to tell you guys. This spirit that you know, this is obviously not our rest. We know that, but you know, these things here, they're not going to accumulate to the things that we're getting in the kingdom. All right. You know, and even, you know, I've said this time and time again, man, we're in such a low state, like Jake as a whole, but that goes to show you that Esau's in power and he's still, in a sense, jealous, because, you know, you already have these racists coming out the woodworks and showing the true colors. But really and truly, all that racism is envy, you know, jealousy. Why? Because Esau knows that even though Jake is at a low state, Jake is still Jake. He knows that inherently. Why do you think this devil will not stop at once? He will not stop at just putting us in slavery. You know what I mean? We're in slavery. He has to do more than that. He has to castrate us. You know, he has to grape us. He has to stop us from reading. And even then, Jake still has that spirit on them. Like, Jake is just unbreakable, and Jake is just Jake. Okay? Israel is Israel, man, because really truly we get our spirit from the Heavenly Father. You know what I'm saying? It's inherently in us. You know, Jake will be wicked, but we still have that spirit in us. You know what I mean? And this is what the brother is basically going into, man. Okay? You know, ultimately, we're going to see our true power when we get into the kingdom, because even then, you know, we've had times where we've ruled on earth, but it's never been like what's getting ready to come. Okay? All right, we're not going to suffer no more in this goddamn place, man. And that's why this veil is being lifted, man. And it's being lifted to the degree that even these Edomites are out here saying, and they're speaking out against Esau's BS. Because these Edomites, man, they just want to live. All right, you know, I'm just doing my thing. And then here comes these elites, man. They're always trying to get a reaction out of Jake by, you know, killing a Jake or doing this or doing that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to deal with none of that, man. Okay? Down to the materialistic of us looking good and looking the part, man. Yo, we going to be in our right mind in the kingdom, man. We ain't got to deal with none of this shit no more, man. Okay? Because it's truly vexation of the spirit. All right? And I think that's what I'm going to name this video, man. Vexation of the spirit, because that's what we deal with when we're over here, man. Okay? All right, you heard what the brother said. He was speaking beautifully, because he said, what? You had all these vices. Really, it's the curses, right? But it's the vices of us being in this captivity that keep us from being wealthy as a whole. You know, Dr. Umar said it, but he said the black community is not even broke. We make billions, okay? And these other nations know that. That's why these Asians go in our communities. Okay, you have Esau always trying to piggyback off that shit, because Esau's going to get money regardless, whether it's through the Asians, Arabs, and all that. He's going to tax them and get his bread, okay? But think of it, guys, right? Why are these heathens always coming from their country to come into our hoods and make money? Because they know they can. They know where the value of our money and our currency is, okay? All right? So Jake ain't even really broke. We're really under the curses, obviously. But if Jake hypothetically got together and put our funds together and made all these businesses, which it wouldn't even happen anyways, because even if we were to come in one accord, Esau's gonna probably have agents within that. Okay, kind of like the Black Panther, and not only that, but Esau. I mean, shit. When we had Black Wall Street, examples of Black Wall Street, or we set up our own communities, we had our own hospitals. We had our own. What's that called? What is it called? Libraries, hospitals, schools, everything. Okay, we were our own mechanics. We made our own innovations. Okay, and what did Esau do? Esau literally cooperated with the military to run in and take Jake down, which is really that's the Lord, because this we're not gonna set up our kingdom in this place. But you get what I'm getting at, you know, right? Right? Slakia. This yeah, that's right. Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 6, it says, better is a handful with quit. Oh, no, sorry. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 14, it says, I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of the spirit. Okay, so what is under the sun? And in the same book, and I think it's I can't remember the exact one. I think it's the last chapter. But this same book speaks of nothing being new under the sun. Okay, because even in these past empires, what were we doing? We still had Jake's ruling. There was Jake's ruling in Egypt too. Okay, there was Jake's ruling in Rome. They were wicked, but they were still ruling. Okay, and the belly, it makes absolute sense because royalty looks good on us. Rulership looks good on us, especially when we're in a righteous manner. Okay, especially when we're in that righteous manner. The beard full out, froze out. We got a crown on. We dress well. Man, we're in this low ass estate. We're wearing these heathen like clothes, and we still fresh, man. Imagine the kingdom, man. Imagine when we're righteous. You know what I mean?
It's in you, and it's befitting. You see, it's befitting. But right now, we're the poor man is under in poverty. See?
All right, man. That's just all the curses at the end of the day. We're under the curses at the end of the day. All right? And the veil is being lifted to where it's, there's going to be a transfer of power. It ain't going to be China next. It ain't going to be Russia. It's going to be us. When Yahawashi comes back, it's going to be us. We're going to be the ones that's next up. Okay? This place, this society, because even in Esau's empire, you have other superpowers as well. Okay, China's a superpower. As much as we want to say, oh, they're not probably cooperating behind closed doors, they're not working together. China's still a superpower, and if they could have it to where America's out the way, they would do it, and they'd be the superpower. Their language is spread across the earth. You know what I mean? End of the day, man, we're just under the curses, man. That's really what's holding us back. If the Lord were to unveil the curses, it would be wrath for everybody, man. Okay, because Jake is the most ruthless out here when it really comes to it. We're the most humane and humble people. But when it comes to that, when it comes to getting physical, man, we can get physical. You know what I mean? Give Jake a military. Give Jake the resources, the education, all that. Jake will outpace you and everything. Esau knows that, man. Esau knows that. Every time we've been in captivity, it's been the same concept. It's been the same idea. Okay? Keep the male population low. Okay? Divide the woman and the man. Right? Right? Divide the woman and the man. Okay? Keep the male populace low in the sense of, like the Egyptians were doing, right? What were they doing? Right? They were killing the firstborn. Okay? Don't make them read so that they could have lack of thereof, in a sense, the grand scheme of things. Okay? Keep them distracted with what? Sports. That's like, you see so much goddamn Jakes in sports. Okay, there is a lot of Jakes that are very smart, but a lot of overwhelming majority of Jakes, since we're so physically superior, we're going to go into those sports. Give Jake an equal playing field. I promise you, man. If the Lord were to lift the curses off us right now and be like, okay, yeah, take over this place, it's going to happen. Okay? It's going to happen. Think of it, man. Jake was already, even back then when we were in a low state, we came out of slavery. Jake was already doing and making a way for themselves. Jake will always find a way, and Esau don't want that, man. That's why he wants Jake depopulated, lackluster, cooked, okay, and out the race. And it's not just Esau; it's all these other nations too, because they have a perpetual hatred for us, man. Okay, this place is just a vexation, man. And really, it doesn't even matter because the Lord getting ready to bless us anyways. He gonna give us that glory back anyways. Okay, right? It's like I was grabbing this. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 29, it says, "But if from thence thou shalt seek the Lord by thy power," exactly, us seek the Lord, which Jake ain't seeking the Lord. That's why we're under the curses. That's why we're in the positions we're in. Okay? I can't wait till we're in the damn kingdom, man. This place is over. You know? It's overdone. It's over everything. You know? When you really just, and really, that's why the Lord said that wisdom, it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, because yeah, you're so informed, you know what's going on, you know how to, you know what to do, you know what I'm saying, the Lord dealing with you, but at the same time, man, when you know too much things, okay, it's vexing, because you can't really, especially you don't have the power to change or make a difference. We don't have the power to make a difference or a change, okay? We have the power to do that in sight of the Lord, and push these prophecies, but we can't really physically get stuff done, like take Esau the power scheme on. We don't have that. So that's why we sitting here in a vexing, like state. You know what I'm saying? It says, "Thou shalt find him if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul." Okay, we're going back to that, man. We're gonna seek the ways of old, just like the house of David. Okay, we're gonna be one with the Lord. The Lord's gonna make us mighty again. We're gonna be righteous, man. Ultimately, we just want to be righteous. We don't want to go off no more. We don't want to have to deal with going off or breaking the laws no more. And the Lord is going to grant that wish. All right, verse 30. It says, "When thou art in tribulation, all these things are come upon thee." Exactly. We're in tribulation right now. We're in slavery. You know what I'm saying? We are in slavery, man. We are not free whatsoever. Okay, and that's why a lot of these jakes, they're cooked, because they thinking, "Oh, why they sitting here still?" It's like the boy, the Nolan kid that just recently passed. Y'all just want to be like these Edomites. You want to be in their groups. You want to be rich like them. You want to be mingled with them. They don't want to be with you. They don't fuck with us. They don't par with us, man. And Jake's still up there trying to be in Esau's face, man. Okay, we are in tribulation, and most importantly, man, we are at war. Okay, it says, "Even in the latter times, even if thou turn to the Lord thy power, and shall be obedient unto his voice." His voice is speaking through us, by the way. Okay, y'all may not want to accept it, y'all may not want to hear it, but the Lord is speaking through us, and we are the prophets. I wholeheartedly believe it. Okay, soon enough, ain't gonna be no more talking.
We're the rich sitting as servants. You see? So Esau was wearing our attire, and we're wearing his attire.
And that's perfect that I said that, because I was actually meditating on that today, and I made a lesson on that. I believe it was Sunday. Okay, I went into the what is it called? The black nobility, how we ruled Europe. Okay, man, that's just many examples of us being royalty, man. Jake ruling in royalty, man. We are royal. We are royal people. Our history is royal. That's why Esau gotta pay all these trillions and billions to manipulate educations, history, artifacts, books. Okay, create narratives. Okay, this devil is so fucking wicked. He uses witchcraft and spells and all that shit to hide who Jake is. On top of spending all that money, he gotta put a spell out there. He gotta conjure up demons to deceive the peoples, man. Okay. Imagine if Jake really knew where we from. Imagine every Jake knew that we were Israelites. Imagine Jake knew we were royalty. We came from royalty, and we had a power like Yahawashi, man. It's over with, man. Okay, Esau is wearing our attire. He's portraying to be the Israelites. Not even just he's portraying to be us, but he's portraying to be everybody in history but the Edomites. Okay? This devil is everybody in history. You go watch every Halloween movie. He's the Egyptians, he's the Romans, he's the Greeks, he's Japheth. Okay, he's the Babylonians. Okay, he's the Vikings. You seen the video I came out with the black nobility. All this devil does is just lie. Okay, all this devil does is lie. He's a fucking liar, man. Okay, he's a thief and he's a liar. He's portraying to be us. He's portraying us being in our land, portraying as if he worships the Heavenly Father, man. He is wearing us. He's trying to be like us. I already went into the aspects of this devil tapping into sciences like eugenics and trying to study how Jake is so superior in a physical aspect, how they're able to produce melanin. How are they so connected to the earth? How are they always so joyous? How do we keep destroying these people, but they're still so joyous? They're so full of spirit. You know, Esau ain't gonna be able to take it when we get their ass in slavery, man, because we gonna have to fucking put the spirit on them to take that shit. He ain't got the spirit like us, man. He ain't got the spirit like us. He gonna be crying. We gonna break his spirit, and he's gonna be broken. He's gonna stay broken. So much so we just gonna have to put a little fucking tap this nigga with some spirit, some juice, some flavor just to keep going. Okay.
The attire of servants. He's wearing our attire. What is the attire of the affluent, the royal, the noble?
Beautiful. Okay, because that's the scriptures be saying. The scriptures say as they're turning things upside down. Everything's turned upside down right now. The peasants are ruling, and the kings are drooling. You know, the peasants are ruling, and the kings are drooling. We drooling right now. We're not in no sense of glory, man. Okay. Right. It's Isaiah chapter 29, verse 16. It says, surely your turning of things upside down be esteemed as a potter's clay. For shall the work of him that say that made it, he made it not? Or shall the things framed say of him that be framed, he had no understanding? Exactly. Okay? So everything is turned upside down right now, man. Everything is not in the right spirit. You know, I've always said this. You can't put a truck engine in a car and then a car engine in a truck. They won't perform at its full capabilities. You know what I mean? The earth is out of its course, so something's gonna give, and you see it's giving out. Water's polluted. Okay, the people depressed, stressed, committing suicide, people on drugs at an all-time high. Okay, this shit's out of whack, man. This shit is out of order. Okay, so things are turned upside down, man. All right, I pretty much think or believe this point has been made. Okay, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, glory be unto the Father and the Son, Yahawashi. Until next time, I'm gonna say, call halal Yahawashi. Until next time, shalom.